Every April, golf royalty gathers at Augusta National to attempt the most coveted victory of the year. Tiger, Rory, Bubba, legends take form. I'm David Ferretti in the clubhouse, and I'm joined by my old friend, John Daly. John is set up on the first tee of the ever-challenging tee olive. John, are the golfers loose? Are they more nervous than a box of frogs in an earthquake? We seem to be having some technical difficulties with John. John, can you hear me? Well, I know that look all too well. Well, while we get things sorted out with John, we'll take you out to the second tee. It's the box score, and it starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the box score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Let's jump right into it. Only you guys could debate all day on whether or not you compliment each other too much. Now, McLovin, you said that you wanted it to be a compliment-free zone in the man cave. Paulie, I'll go to you on this one. You are the meanest Danette. What saith ye?
Compliment-free zone. I don't like hardcore rules like that. I don't like, not doing anything, because it's nice to be able to make a compliment or accept one when it's needed. But I'd be okay with a compliment-free zone. It'd take a lot of pressure off. And basically by being employed here is the compliment. And if you need compliments, then this is the wrong business for you.
All right, Fritzy, how about this? Who would you rather have tell you that they love you and can't live without you? Your wife or Dan?
Wow. I'd say ultimately my wife, but you'd be surprised to see what a close second host would be. There should be a much bigger space than there actually is between those two. But ultimately, I know where my bread is buttered and where I'm going home every day for the afternoon and night, and don't want the locks changed. So I'm going to say my lovely wife Jen for that.
All right, good job. Well, I'll say this, Todd. Don't expect any compliments from the boss anytime soon.
Fritzy, you're most or least valuable Danette.
I am.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Todd.
Thank you very much.
You deserve it, pal.
Yep. How many bad phone connections have we had recently?
Several.
Yeah. Well done. You earned it. Nope.
Hey, I mean, I think that tape speaks for itself. Fritzy, you're in the running for least valuable Danette, I think, every month. Well, just like we all are,
Yeah,
really.
I always seem to be like right there at the time. It wasn't like years ago, I had a little run there where I was most valuable like 2 years ago.
Okay, what's missing?
What's missing?
What's missing from that stretch, that run of your good employment?
Oh, is that when like the phones were?
I gotta tell you right now.
No?
Well, that's also true, but...
What is it? What is it, scene?
No hospital stays.
Yeah.
Oh.
The 2 years you won MVP back to back.
You're gonna
you were
get
in the
killed,
hospital
dude.
both
You look
those
great.
years.
You're healthy as ever.
You're losing weight. You got no chance.
Yeah.
You might be fired.
You're like a comedian, a big comedian who loses weight. You're no longer funny.
Yeah, you're like skinny Jonah Hill right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's actually like, why is Todd slacking? Like, all he's doing is booking guests now? What?
And no hospital stays.
Things are just going the wrong way. Better get my act together.
Time to grab a
Get
chicken
cheeseburger
parm
or
there,
something.
Fritzy. Put it back on. All right, some more drama unfolded as Dan uncovered some deep-seated Andy anger.
All the other Danettes think Paulie gets more credit than he deserves. When Paulie will take information, the morning meetings, hey, whatever you guys got. Like he'll take a suggestion. But then I was joking about Paulie taking credit for something the other day, and McLovin turned, and it got serious.
No.
Yes, it did.
It did.
It did
No,
get serious.
that wasn't.
I was joking. I said, well, Paulie took credit for it. He did? I go, McLovin, I'm joking. He takes credit all the time. I said, I'm joking here.
So Dan was talking to a new member of the staff, and he said something to the effect of, well, it'd be really helpful if you could come up with some videos to help Paulie with the cold opens. And he's like, because the guys in the back row certainly aren't doing anything.
Right.
I was like,
oh, that is what it was.
And first of all, A, it was ridiculous because that person that he assigned that job would never probably do that. Not that he wouldn't do it, but that was a role that would never fit him. And secondly, it's like, I don't think, Paulie, you necessarily, sometimes you want help, but you would just say, hey, can you get me another video? Like, it's not like you were looking for help.
No.
And third of all, it gives you the idea that Dan has no idea what's really going on duty-wise. If you think Dan doesn't have any idea what we do here, think about the people who aren't in this studio. They have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dan still gives me the, like, all the technical stuff that I haven't done that in like 7 years.
Literally, there's this
Like, what are you talking
there's this
about?
huge bank of technical stuff, which Patrick used to do a lot of.
Yeah.
And now he can and does, but there
We
are
were
other
a staff
people.
of like 3 people at the
Right.
time, and it was either you or Todd that was going to do it. I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I can kind of figure this stuff out, I guess. And then little by little, the show has grown a bit, and then it's like, yeah, I'm still in touch with those things, but am I like...
I couldn't find the outlets to plug something in.
Yeah, I'm like...
And it goes all the way out to our management team. Our management team, I think, sometimes doesn't know what each guy does, and we get a lot of emails like, hey, I get emails sometimes about asking what other people do, and I'm sure you guys do it too, or get asked to do things. I'm like, no, this is what this guy does, or like a website thing, hey, that's McLovin or Seaton, or there's, hey, there's a guest booking situation I got to go over with you. I'm like, well, start with Fritzy there, and I'm sure you guys deal with the same thing.
Oh, yeah, and then there's a pub, because also you have to understand, when the show starts, Dan doesn't want to say anything factual. He wants to say something that's entertaining. So he will emphasize different roles that are on the show, and then that goes out to the world, and the world just assumes that is true.
That should be our
Which it
tagline.
may not. See, I mean, like, it's not that we fake stuff, but like, still, like, my mom is like, wow, I can't believe this happened. I'm like, Mom, that was such obviously a joke. Then I hear the same thing from like the third manager in the whole company. Wow, I can't believe. I'm like,
The day Paul was out, Dan somehow devised this thing where we're each executive producing an hour.
Right.
And I got more notes from people like, hour 3, this is your hour. You got this, buddy. You can do it. Like, way to go. Like, what the hell do you think this... Like, what do you think I do every day anyway? It's like we all produce a show. Like, what... Do you think I sat like I did the exact same thing I do every single day, every hour of the show, every day? You got this, buddy. You can hold it down. What the hell are you talking about? Hold what down?
All right, we'll take it from here. I have one rule in life. Take credit for what everyone else does. It makes life so much easier. All right, stay tuned. We are talking to a sports pioneer. You know who else is a pioneer? I think, Paulie is. Sacred Heart Pioneers. Go Pioneers. And if you're going to school there, you better go in a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. That'll get you there just fine. Every truck can tow a boat, every truck can climb a hill, every truck can haul a trailer, but not everybody has the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. Welcome back to Box Score. You guys had a really cool guest on today, Sarah Thomas, NFL's newest female, or the only female official on the staff there. McLovin, could you follow her quiz question at all? My head was spinning.
the first one was easy. That was a setup because she was queuing us up for that second one.
The hammer.
Yeah.
And it's a great question. If there's a punt and the punting team touches the ball, then the other team picks it up and runs it back and fumbles it, where does the ball go? Oh my God.
But she was using some terms like Team A.
Yes,
Team
yeah,
B.
That's what I didn't. Is that how they really talk to each other?
Must
Like, oh,
be.
it goes A45 to B7. You're
Yeah,
like,
it must be.
It made me think of those things that you have to put together that you buy in the store, putting B into C and C goes into A. Once you started going A, B, and C, I like.
But you know how college and pros have different rules on muff punts? Nobody, including the officials, have no idea what they are. It's just a random, you don't see them. They're just like, I don't know.
That being said, Brock, she came off really great, and it's one of those things.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until just an hour for the segment. We've never had an NFL referee on our show before, ever. And because they don't let them talk, which is really smart as an organization. So she's going to do this interview, and you'll never hear from this woman again. After the next 3 or 4 days, once she starts reffing games, you're never going to hear her speak again, which is like almost a crime because she was entertaining, fun. It's almost like you'd almost want her in a spokesperson role
oh yeah.
for the league. And I think, I'm telling you, I could see it 10 years from now. That she could be the head of officials. What a great move would that be? I'm sure she's worthy of it. But can you imagine if the NFL had a female head of officiating?
huge.
That could.
I mean, Condoleezza Rice was right. Wasn't she right up there for the commissioner?
Commissioner, yeah. They've hired a lot of women in high roles there.
It's pretty groundbreaking.
But not something public like this. This is when was the last time a representative from the league was ever a woman?
Well, they have the new,
Yeah.
like some of the new people involved in the sort of disciplinary area.
Yeah,
are
they
high
don't
profile
And they will
women.
never
Lisa
let
Friel.
them on our show. We've asked
Lisa
for them.
Friel was on. We had one. Yeah, we've talked about it.
We didn't have her on.
We'll have her on this year. Trust me, they're putting her out there a little bit.
But yeah, but she's heavily involved in the whole discipline process.
Yeah, but you're right.
Today was a good PR day for the NFL.
But you're right. I would love to have her on again. Maybe they'll listen to us and bring her back during the season.
Yep.
Groundbreaking indeed. Thomas and Dan talked about her role as the first female official in NFL history.
Do you want to be known as a pioneer? Or is it best that nobody knows the name of that female official because therefore you're doing your job? I'm trying to understand how that will work. Sure. What's the compliment for you?
Well, the obvious is that this is a first, and I cannot take that away, and nor do I want to downplay it because it's meaningful to a lot of people. But, Dan, when you officiate football, we all want to go unnoticed, and it is truly a mindset as officials that we're on the field. The best game we can work is the ones we can leave, and nobody even knew we were there. And I'm telling you, I have worked several games, and they didn't even know a female was out there. So that's how I want to blend in. But do I recognize what's happened? Absolutely.
What?
It's such an odd spot to be in, I think, when ultimately sort of like the search for just fair, equal treatment as a woman. And you sort of want to downplay that, but you're a pioneer in a way that can't be downplayed. You know, I mean, you certainly embrace the moment of and being that person, but at the same time, it's like, well, let's not spend too much time on it because I just want to be, you know, just another official on the field. I don't want to be the woman official on the field. I just want to be the same as the other guys.
I think she has to a little bit because I'll bet you most young women would think that the idea of being a referee in the NFL is not even a concept.
Yeah.
Not even like, there's not even odds on that you can put on the table
It would be a
for
remote foot in the door.
But it's also interesting this week when she was named head an official, there's very little coverage of it. It was not that big of a deal, which I think is a good thing. And, you know, no one was upset, obviously. But, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, can you imagine?
Violet Palmer in the NBA, that was a big, I think it's right.
A little bit.
Did she come on? Or maybe it was before our time. It's been a while now.
Yeah, but you don't want that to be, like Steve was saying, you don't want that to be part of your name. Every time your name comes up, it gets old and it doesn't speak well for the country, that first ever female official, Sarah.
Well, I mean, it's good that it's happening, but yeah, you can't really dwell on it too much. And I thought the best, or like sort of most maybe encouraging thing that she had said in the interview in terms of her treatment was that she had instances where like players had been like, oh, sorry, sir, yes, sir. And then like, oh, wait, you know, like, so, you know, it's the uniform, it's not.
She did bring up a good point, too. If you're an NFL, you never bring up an NFL official to say, wow, he did a good job. It just never happens. Like, we'll never bring up an official.
Speaking of compliments.
That's the most thankless job.
Yeah.
Hey, Fritzy, it got a tad awkward when Dan asked Sarah for a piece of memorabilia from her first game. Now, do you think she really has to check with her husband or the NFL offices, or was she just completely creeped out?
Yeah, that was all very strange to me. Dan, you know, Dan can be playful and stuff, but in that particular instance, I think he was just asking for like her cap or a sock or something.
Flag.
Yeah, but
which will probably go to the Hall of Fame, by the way. It's a big deal.
Or if not, the flag, like one of her like shoes or something like that.
No, he asked for the flag.
Right, but I'm saying, but I don't know how asking specifically for the flag came to something that she has to check with her husband about. He wasn't asking for an undergarment.
It did get a little like, wait a minute, what exactly does she think he's talking about here? Because it's not that.
I think she misheard something, or I don't know what, because Dan goes, hey, can I have the flag for your first game? All of a sudden it was like,
yeah, and she's like, well, a little giggle, sort of nervous laugh.
Yeah, unless flag in the football world also has other multiple meanings. I don't know what else it could possibly mean that she'd be like, you know, that she would be uncomfortable, have to check with her spouse about. So that was bizarre.
Shall we get another PR email?
Yeah, that's what we like. All right, hey, that reminds me, you guys never displayed the socks that I sent in for my first show. Oh, well. All right, coming up, it's a tradition like none
Speaking of socks, you know what doesn't suck?
Speaking of socks, socks are great. It's the box score. It'll be right back. Welcome back, golf fans. Apparently the bugs have all been worked out by our handy crew. John has meandered over to the greenside bunker at the number 4 flowering crabapple. John, this par 3 is tougher than males with the 6-pack. How are the 2 bunkers coming into play for the sharpshooters at the tee box? Can he hear me? He doesn't. I don't think he can hear me. No. John? John?
Hey, someone send me out a cart girl, would you? Oh, yeah.
The Setons are in bloom. The Fritzies are flowering with whispers of rebirth. redemption. Hello, friends. I'm Brock Everett, and this is the Box Score. Guys, golf nerds all over the nations are ecstatic because it tees off from Augusta Nationals. I'm talking about the Masters, of course. And if you aren't excited about the Masters, it just means that you don't know enough about it. That's where we come in. It's row versus row. We'll be testing your knowledge to see who is the masters of the universe. First one for the front row, shall we? Oh, I'm sorry, the back row.
Wait, Brock.
Wait, we're not sitting.
Brock,
We're not
we gotta
sitting
get into
team.
position.
No, back row, back row.
We should figure this
Come on,
out.
no. All right, slide. Ready, go. I got it. Shift this way.
This way.
Ready,
Okay,
go.
now we can go row style.
Okay. We'll start again. I see London, I see France, I see Seaton's underpants. The first one is for the back row. Who has the most career Masters wins?
Back row.
Back row.
Oh, I thought we were going to get choices. Most career Masters wins.
Fritzy, why don't you pose an answer first before McLovin does?
I'm going to propose
Oh boy.
Jack Nicklaus.
I think I was
Donald Palmer?
actually I was going to say, yeah, the usual suspects.
Nicholas Palmer.
Let's go with your first instinct.
Okay, we're going to go the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus.
All right, from one bear to another, yes, it is Jack Nicklaus. Congratulations.
Okay, now.
All right. Feeling masterful.
I am in control of this Masters.
On to the front row. Sitting above Augusta's clubhouse are living quarters for 5 amateur golfers during their Masters stay. What is it named?
Butler Cabin.
It is not Butler's Cabin. We were looking for the Crow's Nest. The Crow's Nest.
I was going to say servants' quarters.
Tough one.
Back row is up. The voice of the Masters, Jim Nance, was college roommates with which future Masters champion?
Okay, we know this one. He's from Houston.
Right.
He was roommates. I've heard him talk about this guy a million times.
I thought he went to North Carolina.
Oh, Nance played college golf with.
Dagger Vance.
Oh, come on, you know this one.
I'm trying to think.
They called
Tin
him
Cup.
Nancy
Freddie
Vance.
Couples?
Maybe.
No. Is it?
Ben Crenshaw?
Oh, could be.
Ben Crenshaw, I think, is older than him.
Not that much.
Can you turn farther from the camera?
Yes. Today.
You got to work here. Don't try to get in those things.
Lee Westwood? No.
The marshal says you're holding up play.
Couples, I have no idea.
Okay. We're gonna say Freddie Couples.
You're absolutely correct. And he is from the University of Houston.
Wow,
Good guess.
Well done.
that was nice.
Front row. Amen Corner consists of 3 holes at Augusta. Which are they?
Oh.
Yes, and with the McLovin pose, they turn away.
Boy. It's got to be. Why don't you take that one?
8, 9, and 10.
Answered quickly, but answered incorrectly. We're looking for 11, 12, and 13. Coined by the late golf writer Eber
I didn't even have one of
Warren
them.
Wind. Back row, Fritzy, this is right up your alley. The iconic Augusta has been used during the CBS's master broadcast. The iconic song Augusta has been used during the CBS's Masters broadcast since 1981. Who wrote it? And here's a hint. He wanted us all to please
Richard
come to
Marx.
Boston.
Please come to Boston.
Luther Campbell.
Please come to Boston. She said no. Who sang that?
So if it's put to you, it's gonna be like a Manilow, Neil Sedaka,
Definitely.
Perry Como,
Could be one.
Neil Diamond.
I don't think it's Neil Diamond.
So let's say the Sedaka.
We're gonna say Neil Sedaka. I love my
Oh.
calendar girl.
Yes, you're dancing in the rain with the wrong artist. It's Dave Loggins. Dave Loggins.
Dave.
Oh, Dave,
Dave
Loggins.
Kenny's unsuccessful brother.
Yeah, Kenny's younger brother.
Highway to the
And finally, the front row. Last year,
I
Fred
gotta
Couple.
cut loose.
Yes? Okay.
David Loggins.
Yeah, nobody loves me.
Tommy
You went with
Loggins.
Anne-Marie. And finally, the front row. Last year, Fred Couple set the record for the most consecutive cuts made at the Masters. How many has Fred made in a row?
Oh boy, it's got to be somewhere in the 70s.
70.
You guys haven't come close on any of these.
I'm going to say it was,
Freddie's about 55.
I'm going to say 37.
Ooh. Just a touch high. The answer we were looking for was 24. 24. 24. The back row wins.
Man.
Congratulations.
24, that's my lucky number, too.
I just whispered.
They are our Masters of the Universe. Hey, be the envy of dudes everywhere. Please enjoy the Masters coverage on DirecTV, channel 701 to 707. You will never leave your TV this weekend. It'll be great. Ignore the wife and the kids, or ignore your husband and the kids. All right, don't go away. The box score is joining the Masters. How are we getting there, you ask? Oh, I'm embarrassed to even answer this. It's in our Ram Heavy Duty, of course, with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower. It rides through the pine straw majestically. This bad boy doesn't need a playoff hole to win, just does it from T1 to T18. Guts, glory, Ram. Welcome back, golf fans. Amen Corner separates the men from the boys, and Golden Bell is no different. With a tee shot over water and sand, it's one of the more intimidating strokes of the day. And I'm to understand that we have John back, yes, after some technical difficulties. John, what's the chatter on the course about the pin placement today? What in the name of Mary, Jesus, and Joseph is the guy doing?
Jerry, we got a pull. You should get some chicks. Get some chicks out here.
I mean, I know the Masters makes everyone nostalgic, but I mean, this time-honored tradition needs to be taken behind the shed and shot.
I
remember my first time at the Masters. Well, actually, I don't. I mean, the last time I was part of a disaster this big was on the box score. Yeah, that's horrible. Miserable. We are closing up shop here at the Box Score Bar. As we mentioned last segment, the Masters is starting today. So let's make things a little interesting. Let's have a little Masters fantasy draft. It'll be a 2-round draft. You get a drown. Oh, why did I say drown? Of course. You get a draft 1 golfer per round for 2 rounds, and then those golfers' combined scores will be your score. Lowest total wins. So Seton, you have the first pick of the draft.
Wow.
Well,
that's pressure right there, first pick.
I'm gonna go. He's the name I heard most today, and I've got him at 8-1 here. Master Jordan Spieth.
Ooh.
Spieth. I know it's a
Spieth
joke.
off the board.
All right. McLovin.
Well, if you're gonna leave him sitting there for me, you know I'm going Rory. Can't believe you didn't take Rory. You love Rory.
Rory's got no shot.
Rory McIlroy.
No shot to win.
All right, well, I will not waggle over my choice. I'm going with Sergio Garcia. Sergio Garcia.
Wow. You
lose. Yeah, that's not a winner.
Paulie's up.
A Mr. Bubba Watson, please. Come on down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fritzy, give us your 2 picks, please.
I'm going to go with Henrik Stenson.
Heinrich?
I like Henrik.
Yeah, Henrik.
And one more, please, since you're at the bottom of the board.
I get the other one. I'm going to also go a Rose by any other name at 33-1, Justin Rose.
You don't get points for, like, odds. Like, you know, like it's not a betting. If they win, you don't get extra.
I could see Nance playing off of the name Rose throughout the next few days.
Who's next, Broccoli?
Paulie, please. Paulie.
Oh, Paulie.
Oh, man. Adam Scott. Mostly for the looks.
Do I go with Tiger or Fowler? Tiger or Fowler? Fowler. Ricky Fowler.
Tell Fowler I could hear him.
Ricky Fowler.
Nice, off the board.
Usti just sitting there waiting to be plucked.
McLovin.
Jason Day.
You seem like a Martin Kyle.
I am going to go with Tiger Woods to go with the Rory Tiger Nike combo.
Yeah.
No love for Schwartzel or Cabrera.
All right, Seton, close it out.
I'm going dark horse here, and if I win, I want everyone's lunch money. I'm going all the way down to 2,500 to 1 and Mr. Ben Crenshaw.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Good for you.
Wichita
Crazy things have
shocker.
happened.
All right. Wow, fastest draft ever. Well,
Bracket
good luck,
buster right
boys.
there.
Boom. Yeah. Called it.
Let's do 4 more rounds.
All right, Fritzy.
Trevor Immelman.
Yeah.
I respect that pick a lot.
Fawn Leibowitz.
going
I'm
Ben
also,
Dean.
yeah, I'll go with KJ Choi as a long shot.
Oh,
All right,
sophomore
Fritzy. Who is
dies in kiln
on,
explosion.
what day is it? Oh, tomorrow. How about that?
Tomorrow will be Friday. New Alabama coach, former champion with the San Antonio Spurs, former Nets
Nick
and Mavericks
Saban.
coach Avery Johnson will join us. Sugar Ray Leonard will join us. And we'll also catch up with J.B. Smoove, actor and comedian, who will be right here in the Milford Man Cave. That's all on the Friday edition of the Dan Patrick Show.
Fantastic. Goodbye. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching the box score. And watch the Masters this weekend. Oh, the Masters.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!